The message came at 2:17 a.m. Uncle, please don't believe what she tells you anymore. Your son is not overseas. I stared at my phone in the dark, the glow burning my eyes. My heart began to pound so loudly I was sure my wife would wake up. For 4 years, I had repeated the same sentence to everyone who asked about my son. He's working abroad. He'll come home soon. That single text cracked something inside me. For 4 years, my daughter-in-law, Sana, had kept the story alive. She sent photos of foreign streets, never with my son in them. She blamed time zones when he didn't call. She said his job was confidential when I asked what he actually did. And like a fool, I believed her. I wanted to believe her. I'm his father. What kind of father assumes his own son has vanished? At first, it all made sense. He'd gotten married quickly, found a job opportunity overseas, promised he'd send for her once he settled. I helped pay for the paperwork. I hugged him at the airport. Or at least, I thought I did. That memory now feels like a dream stitched together from lies. The doubts didn't arrive all at once. They crept in quietly. Missed calls that never returned. Voice notes instead of real conversations. When I asked to speak to him directly, Sana would smile tightly and say, "He's asleep, Abba," or "He's in meetings all day." Her eyes never quite met mine. Once, during Eid, I noticed his childhood room was untouched. Dust on the bookshelf. Clothes exactly where he'd left them years ago. I asked if he planned to come visit. Sana said flights were expensive. COVID restrictions. Work pressure. Always something. I blamed myself for being suspicious. Maybe I was just a lonely father missing his son. Then there were the messages. One evening, Sana left her phone on the kitchen counter while she went to shower. It buzzed again and again. I didn't mean to look, but I saw my son's name on the screen. Relief flooded me, until I realized the messages were marked unread from weeks ago. And the typing style was wrong. Too formal. Too short. Not my boy. Still, I said nothing. The truth finally surfaced through a crack she didn't see coming. A cousin of hers, young, careless, honest, sent me that text at 2:17 a.m. She begged me to call her. When I did, her voice trembled. "He never went abroad," she said. "Uncle, he disappeared. 4 years ago. Sana told everyone he left, but he didn't." The room spun. I felt nauseous, like the floor had dropped out from under me. When I confronted Sana the next morning, I didn't shout. I couldn't. I simply asked, "Where is my son?" She broke. Not dramatically. No screaming or crying. Just a slow collapse onto the sofa, her face buried in her hands. She confessed that my son had left one night after a massive argument. He'd taken some money, his documents, and vanished. No calls. No messages. Nothing. She was afraid. Afraid I'd blame her. Afraid the family would turn on her. Afraid of being a young wife abandoned by her husband. So she lied. At first, she said it would be temporary. Then weeks turned into months. Months into years. Each lie required another lie to survive. Fake emails. Old photos reused. Excuses polished until they sounded believable. "What about me?" I whispered. "Did you ever think about what this would do to me?" She looked up then, tears finally spilling. "I thought I was protecting you." Protecting me. That night, I sat alone in my son's room for hours. Every memory felt poisoned. Every proud story I told people now tasted bitter. I wasn't just grieving my son. I was grieving 4 years of trust. I don't know where my son is. I may never know. That's a pain I've learned to carry quietly. But I know this. Love without truth is just another form of betrayal. I still speak to Sana. Not because I forgive her fully, but because life isn't clean or simple. She was wrong. Deeply wrong. But she was also scared, alone, and drowning in consequences she didn't know how to face. As for me, I've learned something painful but necessary. Sometimes, the hardest truth isn't losing someone. It's realizing how easily love can blind you, and how long lies can live when everyone is afraid of the truth.